At 9 o'clock, I am Komoto Mapani. Let's take a look at the headlines. British High Commissioner to Botswana bids farewell to President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi. Botswana Vaccine Institute BVI made over 25 million monodoses of vaccines to markets in Africa. And in sport, Trophy's Group announces over 5 million Pula sponsorship to under 15 and 17 youth football. Good evening. This is BTV News at 9 o'clock. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. The British High Commissioner to Botswana, Ms. Sian Prince, this morning bid farewell to President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi and the nation. She paid a courtesy call on the president as her diplomatic tenure draws to a close this year following her 4-year stay in Botswana. When appreciating her diplomatic service, President Masisi noted the valuable and long-standing relationship and partnership between Botswana and Britain that have existed over the years. Reports.
The past 4 years have been rewarding for Botswana and Britain's relations owing to existential strong diplomatic foundations established over decades, as well as through the incumbent British High Commissioner to Botswana, Ms. Price's diligent service, as she bids farewell to the President, having served in this position since 2020, a sense of comfort in her various achievements in furthering the country's historical ties would build even more momentum for a more promising future for these two nations.
The UK was a steady supporter, providing financial aid, technical aid, every aid we very badly needed it. So you've been a consistent, loyal partner. One of the things that I remember the most, and this is out of the bias of my initial professional qualification, is in the education sector. There was a very good program when we imported British teachers.
Yes.
It is called the TBRS program. We're really committed to growing the ecosystem of drug manufacturing and pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
We are not a big market. We've never claimed to be. We're steady, we're dependable, we're reliable, and we're focused.
At the height of COVID-19, Britain became Botswana's friend indeed, providing the much-needed cushioning to her health needs at the time. UK's assistance would then, over time, also extend to child protection mechanisms necessary for human development.
And I was very proud to be able to get medical professionals from the UK here to work on the front line in Botswana in the height of the COVID pandemic. I think we're the only country that managed to do that. And also sort of working in difficult areas. So we've worked very closely with the Ministry of Justice and Botswana Police to improve child protection in Botswana with the child-friendly police stations and now with child-friendly courts.
The sky's the limit for Botswana and Britain's cooperation as the duo seek to tap into mutually commercial gains through private sector investment opportunities.
We've converged a lot on international issues, consistent with the shared values that we have, and we cherish that. So I want to thank you for your service.
Botswana has always been a very honest and loyal friend to the UK. And we can always rely on Botswana to be very honest with us. So we often get advice from Botswana about global issues and how they're landing here in the global south. The next stage is going to be how we benefit each other in an equal trading relationship. As a customer for Botswana for its products. I was last weekend I was in Selepe Pikwe seeing the citrus farm and talking about the UK as an export market for Botswana.
Botswana subscribes to the principle of multilateralism, which is enshrined in her foreign policy towards her transformative development. Utsidile Ongabetsi, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Assistant Minister of Education, Skills and Development, also Member of Parliament for Shoshong, Mr. Omri Lesasu, says shortage of vehicles in schools and government departments hinders progress and service delivery within Shoshong District. Mr. Lesasu said this when handing over 2 vehicles to Shoshong Senior Secondary School and Mahutagane Junior Secondary School in Shoshong. Love more, Mario.
Shoshone district has been experiencing shortage of vehicles in different departments, and this has been contributing to limited delivering of services to the people. The area member of parliament took upon himself to help find the fleet for his district. This year, 3 ambulances were allocated to Mukhenene, Otse and Mutani clinics. Also, some vehicles were also allocated to both social workers and Dikhosi in different villages. These 2 vehicles are the recent ones to be allocated to both Shoshone Senior and Mahuta Khani Junior Secondary School.
I have also requested a donation for Shoshone and Kalamari Junior Schools so that they can conveniently assist students with transportation.
School management say these vehicles will help them and vowed to share with other schools.
Bana ko spateleng ka ba ka koloi tsa bone ne se bile gore lo sala ba PTA gore re etsa tšhelete ya bone ka gore re tshwana gore re tshelle batho ba.
Both teachers and parents will breathe a sigh of relief because they used to use their own vehicles to transport students to the hospital.
Re tla be re teacher a emela bosigo a ya ko mahala pa isa ngwana ko gore ya teacher e le nurse e bile le driver e le sengwe le sengwe mme ke tsa gore koloi e tla re imolla thata e tla re matitšhara ba kgona go focus mo the main job ya bona academics ka gore ke tsa gore go tla re thusa thata.
Na re le sa sora leboga ke sola gore a no reta go iteka le maduo ga ka kra ipata ka sepe Mr. Makaba.
Expect good results from our school from now on because we are now sorted with a vehicle to run school projects.
These vehicles will also help transport students during emergencies when referred to hospitals. Lovemore Mario, BTV News, Shoshone District.
Speaking at a media briefing this afternoon in Gaborone, the Minister of Transport and Public Works, Mr. Eric Molale, said the development manager model, which government recently adopted, is an engineering, procurement and construction model. Explaining this model to the media, he said the model is where public works are decentralized and awarded to the private sector, in line with government policy of the private sector taking the lead in project delivery. Minister Molale further shared that government continues to invest significantly in strategic infrastructure to support the country's growth and competitiveness. He added that the development model means strengthening of value chains and creation of more employment opportunities for citizens.
Lenaneo la DM me re kopile tsamaiso ya teng gore re tswelle re di dire ka ene tsamaiso eo tse leng gore re maloba re sa tswa go diaba di le mmala bogolo jang tsa ditsela go dira Phalape Martins.
We decided to use this process for our new projects. Just recently we decided on the projects that will be done using it, particularly at road projects. We're going to do Phalape Martins Drift, Otse Dibete, Nata Maung, Francistown Nata, Mohembo Gudigwa, and others.
Mohembo Gudigwa, Hatsalatla di Puduhu. So like employment. We believe our employment figures will continue to grow from the current estimated 2,000 year the project zedi simologang go pata bo 20,000 when all projects are ongoing. So some of it is the value chains.
Meanwhile, the Botswana Vaccine Institute, BVI, has in the past year supplied over 25 million monodoses of vaccines to southern, east and western African markets. This was said by the Minister of Agriculture when handing over a laboratory accreditation certificate to BVI issued by Southern African Development Community Accreditation Service, SADCAS, a certificate which means BVI can sell vaccines globally.
Botswana Vaccine Institute was granted Southern African Development Community accreditation service certificate for the institution's laboratories, indicating that it complies with International Organization for Standardization regulations. Mr. Molao congratulated Botswana Vaccine Institute, saying it is through embracing the research agenda that makes the institution a center of excellence that keeps the agricultural sector disease-free.
It is a monumental duty for BVI to rise to the occasion and meet regional and international quality standards. In 2023, BVI supplied over 25 million monodoses of vaccines to countries in Southern Africa. And I want to believe that the board, represented here by Dr. Sintu, the CEO, got the message clearly that we must not lower the standards.
We were able to submit our application to SADCAS in February 2023, which actually followed long sleepless nights. It wasn't easy. Following that submission, we had an inspection that came in by the end of the year, around December last year, 2023. Which was a site inspection.
Accreditation will catapult Botswana Vaccine Institute globally.
Also, in an era where there's growing concern in terms of cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, data protection, fraud, and product authenticity, accreditation is the mechanism by which the wider global market can be assured of the products. Consumer consciousness has also increased. Sustainability issues have increased, health and ethics concerns have increased. Therefore, there is need for a mechanism, a way in which the markets can assure themselves.
Government level, we committed to excellence more than ever before with our focus towards transforming Botswana into a knowledge-based economy and ultimately a high-income economy by 2036.
Botswana Vaccine Institute joins 31 other laboratories accredited by Southern African Development Community Accreditation Service in Botswana. Ke o lebohela Red Botsani, BTV News, Gaborone.
We're still with BTV News at 9 o'clock. In other news, as effects of drought are felt across the country, livestock farmers in the Joani Mabuzane area are making efforts to stay ahead of the curve. These farmers are ensuring proper nutrition in their livestock feeds through forage plants and crop residue. The farmers intend to enhance the overall health and nutrition of their livestock during this drought season. Tatoranna has more.
These farmers have taken a step in the right direction by producing feeds for their livestock. This move has not only saved them money but has brought evident improvements such as a strengthened immune system, as animals tend to be susceptible to various ailments during the winter season.
Salaga ke simola go dira dijo tse production ya dipudi tsa me go godimo. Dipudi tsa me di tsala gabedi mo ngwageng ka gore ke a di feeder.
My goat's productivity is high. They give birth twice a year because I feed them and give them all the nutrients they need. The block I make for them is a combination of all the necessary blocks.
Le kopantse metswako e yotlhe yo khana gore ha o tsana go shopong bo reka protein block, o reka mineral block, o reka first feed block. Nna la mele na le metswako e yotlhe.
Dipudi tsa me ke pudi tse tsa loko letsopa le le tlhakantseng le la kala red. We
experienced very low rainfall. That's the reason why I make feed for these goats, to supplement their feed. Farmers explain that feeds can be produced by carefully selecting and blending ingredients. Acacia pods are very high in nutrition. I advise Botswana to find natural plants that could reduce animal mortality rate and various ailments.
a swela ke leruo ka re ite go godimo di hukotsa le one malwetse a re a itseng a le gore a tshwenya thata mo leruong la rona.
Ke kopanya lab le medio ke o sitseng medio a me ke o sidla ka letlhaka ke be ke tlhakanya le lab le molasses.
I mix lab, crushed maize with the stock, molasses to improve the taste of the feed, as well as water to reduce the dust in the crushed ingredients.
Molasses wa me ke o kopanya le metsi ke irela gore ke le ke go hokotsa le role mo dijong.
Ha ke lemile ke be ke tsa le tlhaka hela ke le crush ke tsa.
I realized that it's cheaper to make my own feed than buying, because when I make my own feed, I use crop residue.
Go more profitable than ke reka ko dishopong.
Making livestock feed is a viable business which farmers need to take into consideration, as it not only benefits their animals but will benefit their pockets as well. Tatorana, BTV News, Jwane Mabutsane.
Broadhurst Chief Magistrate Elena Mugibe Wahile this morning dismissed Samuel Sololwane's bail application. Magistrate Mugibe Wahile says Sololwane's reluctance to submit blood samples for further investigations is one of the reasons that the court considered in denying him bail. Unkutlule Tamagay reports.
Magistrate Lina Mukibe issued an order denying Sololwane bail in the third application for bail which Sololwane filed before court. The magistrate says investigations into the rape of a minor which Sololwane is alleged to have committed in January this year have halted as a result of the accused refusing to submit blood samples for DNA tests. The DNA tests are needed to determine if the accused indeed slept with the minor or not. She says Sololwane cannot be granted bail until investigations are complete. The magistrate says the defense counsel Obonyo Jonas remarks that the magistrate is using emotions and politicizing the case is not true, as she is focused on the interest of justice. She says the court has not convicted Sololwane, therefore the investigators must do all they can to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. Magistrate says there is no how the court can succumb to public pressure when making decisions.
Today it's a sad day for us. Another unsuccessful attempt to bail. But like we said the other time, we're always quite certain in our minds that it will never go away because this case has been politicized. The accused person in this case has been objectified. It is used by all interests of all sorts to give energy to the agenda of rights movement. It is no longer about law. But despite everything, we will move forward. We will not get tired in our quest to secure justice for the applicant. From here, we'll go and read the judgment of the magistrate carefully, study it, and our view is to appeal it to the High Court, which we will be doing during the course of this week.
The Directorate of Public Prosecution is expected to file the social workers report before court. Magistrate Mukibe ordered that Samuel Sololwane, Evan Kakopolelo, be further remanded in custody and to appear before court on the 6th of August this year. Unkutle Thamage, BTV News, Broadest Magistrate Court, Gaborone.
It is time for sport with Khosego Nkwe.
Good evening, Khomutso. And thank you so much, Khomutso. And greetings to you all. This is Khosego Nkwe bringing to you Botswana Tonight sports news. And with that, let's kickstart with the top leading story. The Football Association got a major shot in the arm with the announcement of 5,250,000 sponsorship from Choppi's group of companies that will be invested in the Under-15 and Under-17 Boys and Girls Youth Cup. The Youth Cup sponsorship will be spread over 2-year period from 2024 until 2026. Ran Khengonyane.
Botswana Football Association President McLean Tswiti said the sponsorship came at an opportune time when the country's football grassroots development needs to be resuscitated.
The BFA is committed to the development of grassroots and youth football. That happens at regional levels, and we are happy to say that over the years, Choppies has played a role in the development of that particular age segment. Bagaetso, strengthening junior teams is critical to overall advancement of football in Botswana. It is only when there is a dedicated development strategy at those levels, coupled with financing, that we will see improvement in the rankings of our national teams.
This is not the first time the retail giant has been involved. Over the years, Choppies played a role in the development of that particular age segment in 2018 until 2021.
I want to reiterate that this is the area where we need support in terms of talent development. That's why we thought Choppies, the brand which operates across the sub-Saharan Africa, and we are committed to make sure that the talent development in the football, where as the CEO of BFA said, that's where this need to be developed internationally in a sustainable manner. We trying to put in our small resources for a better development of young talent in the football. Football will be a big brand from Africa in the years to come. We got no doubt about that.
The BFA Technical Director, Tsapon Pukuti, said Choppies sponsorship would enable them to develop and nurture the growth of football in Botswana.
We still continue to identify talent during these competitions. And the players that we identify here, they are channeled towards our CSE, Centers of Sports Excellence, and our TDS program, the Talent Development Program that is supported by FIFA. And these, they form the base of our junior national teams, especially the under-15 and the under-17s. Of course, my CEO has mentioned we do have the limiting factors to be able to deliver this mammoth task, the financial resource. Thank you very much, Choppies, for coming on board.
The under-15 and under-17 Choppies Youth Cup is expected to begin this September. Ryan Khengonyane, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on, FIFA's technical instructor Carlos Hendricks says his wish is to see Botswana referees represented at the World Cup. Hendricks, who hails from South Africa, said this yesterday as Botswana Football Association officially launched the lead refereeing course at Lekidi Football Center in Gaborone. Victoria Dakin has more.
Hendricks noted that he was disappointed because despite having conducted a lot of referees courses here, he has never seen a referee from Botswana at the World Cup. The last time Hendricks conducted a course locally was 16 years ago.
You know, it's not easy for the national team to go to a World Cup. It's not easy. Look, I'm not trying to bring the Botswana football down, no ways. But it's easy to get a referee on a World Cup. Because a referee is only one or two. We can get them there if they work hard and if they're seen well. If they really work hard and they've been seen, they can get there. But for the national team, there's a lot of hiccups. Yeah? And I keep saying that in all over Africa, especially in the small countries. That's easy. And we see at Benin, Seychelles, Mauritius, they had referees in the World Cups.
While in Botswana, Carlos Hendricks will focus on the physical and technical part of the game.
For the next 4.5 days, we're going to work quite hard in a lot of topics, especially on penalty area incidents, because that's where the problem arises during the games, and the offside, of course. And then other topics like fast transition, pressing, set pieces, because we have to train them. We have to train the referees on these occasions so they know where they should position themselves and what to look for.
The course features 40 referees, 27 of whom are from the National First Division, while 13 are FIFA-listed referees. From the list, 36 are men, while only 4 are women. The referees were advised to take the course seriously for the best outcome.
Our intention is to elevate them to Premier League. That will be determined by their performance throughout the course. But the ticket that brought them here is the previous good performance at National First Division. Not everybody is here.
After this course, try to remain focused and train as a group. Try to discuss as a group, whether it's off-season like now or during the season. Let us also learn to watch the videos and be able to discuss.
The 5 days course started on Monday at Lekidi Football Center in Gaborone and ends on Friday. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Team Botswana coach Ntshwarang Chulume says they have started an intense training upon their arrival in France to acclimatize to weather conditions that are hotter than Botswana. Sogole Mabayeng has more details.
Ntshwara further stated that the weather could be the only issue as weather conditions in France are hot compared to cold freezes the team encountered in Cameroon at the Africa Senior Championships as well as in Botswana. However, Ntshwara said he is optimistic the team will adapt well to prepare ahead of the games.
It's very hot here as compared to Botswana, something that we will work on so that athletes can acclimatize before the start of the Olympic Games.
Ever since the team arrived in Toulouse, athletes have had access to top-level training facilities as well as take part in a number of team-building activities. According to Ntshwara, this will boost the team preparation.
The training quality is there. The performance of the training.
We have been training well, and I'm impressed with how the team has been preparing for the games. So far, so good.
In the training routine at the results. May have a adaptation. Adapted to the conditions in France. So far so good. I don't want to say.
The Paris 2024 Olympics is the 12th Botswana appearance at the Olympic Games, having won 2 medals from Olympics, with the first medal being silver in 800 meters, won by Nigel Amos, and the second being the bronze medal by the 4x400 meter relay team at Tokyo 2020. However, the team, which comprises of 13 athletes from athletics and swimming, is hopeful to increase Botswana medals at this year's Olympic Games. Serwalame, Baeng, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Until we meet tomorrow, have a blessed night. Now let me bring it back to Khomotso to give you the headlines of tonight. Khomotso.
Khosogo Nkwede giving you the latest in sport. Let's take a final look at leading stories this evening. The British High Commissioner this morning paid a courtesy call on President Masisi to bid Botswana farewell after 4 years of stay. BVI sold over 25 million monodoses of vaccines to African markets in 2023. And in sport, Choppies Group handed over 5 million pula to BFA to use in the under 15 and 17 youth football cups. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Ikanyarona, hashtag BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.
Central District. For tomorrow, we're expecting mostly clear skies with fair conditions over Hansi, Kalahari, southern southeast, Katleng, Kweneng, and southern central. In the morning, very cold temperatures of around 1 degree Celsius are expected over Nojani and southern Kalahari. Cold temperatures for northern Kalahari, southeast Katleng, and Kweneng, as well as northeast, ranging between 3 to around 6 degrees Celsius. Elsewhere, we're expecting mild temperatures between 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting hot temperatures over Ngamiland, Chobe, central and northeast, ranging between 31 to 33 degrees Celsius. And warm temperatures for Khanti, southeast Katleng, and Kweneng, between 33 to 30 degrees Celsius. Mild temperatures for Kalahari and southern, between 22 to 25 degrees Celsius. For SADC cities, we're expecting some cloudy conditions with possibilities of rain over Cape Town, partly cloudy conditions with possibilities of rain over Gqeberha, and fine skies over Appleton, Johannesburg, Maseru, and Manzini. Fine skies for Lusaka, Harare, and Beira, and partly cloudy conditions for Antananarivo with highs of 21 degrees Celsius. For Windhoek, we're expecting fine skies with highs of 25. For Blantyre, we're expecting fine skies and partly cloudy conditions for Dar es Salaam and Kinshasa, and cloudy conditions for Luanda with highs of 27 degrees Celsius. That's all I have for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.
Government of Botswana, in collaboration with Max, you